Jenny, baby. So what happened to you the last time we were on the show? You ran away. Jennifer, confess.
They give you what?
No, you can't give me gist.
Before show.
No.
Don't be better, Kaja.
This one. The last time I was on the show, I had a network problem. Now
That's
so.
We leave it at that. We leave it at that. But
no,
how are
no,
you?
that was not the day Elsie was talking about. It was
a different day.
break.
So Jennifer, how is Abuja? How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
We are missing you.
Oh my God. I miss everybody, to be honest. I've been stressed. I think on Saturday and Friday were my most stressful days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because I was working back to back.
Wow.
And I joined this new product team where we're trying to come up with a new product. And we had like a brainstorming session from 9 p.m. to like 3 a.m. Like I had to sleep, and I left them. I said, peace out. I need to go, guys. I need to sleep. I need my duty to sleep. If not, I won't be able to function. But yeah, it has been amazing. It has been amazing.
That was good. It's new responsibilities now. Okay, so today we are talking feminism. We saw one very interesting video. But here's what we found as today's quote. Feminism is the radical notion that women are human beings. I mean, when I found this quote, I just said, you know what, let me look for the most simplest quote on feminism, because you hear feminism and you see a lot of what's it called, versions of feminists, you know. So I think even in the terms and in how they project the feminism, I think a lot of them are confused, and that's one of the people we want to talk about today. So it's our ladies' night out, and tonight we want to discuss feminism, as I said, based on the video that we stumbled on over the weekend. And Elsie, Jennifer, and I will be discussing what feminism really is. And when we open our phone lines, yes, so it's our phone line today. So
I'm looking forward to
we would
the phone
really
lines.
look forward to hearing what you have to say. But first, let's take a break to see what we found in the news. You're still watching Ways. Now, if you've ever been to a circus or a parade, you have without a doubt seen someone walking along high above the crowd on a pair of stilts. To the common man, stilts are mainstay of theatrical performance, clowns, jugglers, and that of odd-looking fellow from the Liberal Arts College in their annual parade. What most people don't know is that stilts have a long and august history in many cultures for reasons varying from ceremonial to purely practical. Walk on Stilts Day is the perfect time to learn about this surprisingly useful tool and maybe try out a pair for yourself. Hey, when I heard the try out a pair, I say me. Did you see one video that went viral? All these our masquerades. That the guy was it was a bad fall.
He fell, right?
It was a bad fall.
Video.
It was a bad fall. I can't even try it. Me, when I see it, I see people that are masquerades and all those people that try to do all the whatever. That's the only part I see. But I think based on what I read about it, stilts actually are used, they were used like ladders in the past, so instead of the conventional ladder that we have, people used to use those, and it was really helpful.
No, it's just for clowns and festives and masquerades like you mentioned.
And all those people that entertainers,
like what you said the other day, everything has a day. When is World LC Day? That is not my birthday.
It's coming.
We need to look for
You have to do something exceptional, something phenomenal.
You're right. I'll keep myself for people now. You
No,
will
you
drown
can't
my blood before you people know that I'm phenomenal.
You have to take your bullet, like Malala
no
did.
need. You take your bullets by yourself. I don't want. My
but you were the one
enough.
that just asked for a day, LC Day.
April 13th. Yeah.
It's LC Day.
Yeah.
Okay. It is well with you. Jennifer, let me come to you. What did you find for us in the news today?
Okay, you won't believe that it was actually yesterday that I heard about the fire outbreak at Ebano, and I was really, really shocked. So when I checked Punch today and I saw the news, it just really like struck me, because I saw the video of the little girl, how she actually set the store on fire, and it was very scary. Like, 1 minute your business is booming and the next minute it is catching fire, and it's not like maybe there was gas somewhere that was leaking. Like, someone deliberately set your store on fire. And what the AIG or the ex-AIG was saying in the news today is that this could have been prevented. That there's a reason why people have CCTV in their stores, that it is not for joke, it is not for fun. If you install CCTV in any location, that means you should have people in the control room who are actually watching this 24/7. They are supposed to be monitoring it to be sure that everything is going as planned. And if there is any hanky-panky, you can put a stop to it before it gets too bad. And that's what he was saying, that all this could have been prevented. That if you have CCTV, then what was Ebano doing with the CCTV? But I mean, I don't know. It was just, it's just really sad that this happened.
Yeah, it's so sad. I took that story yesterday, and in fact, I sent a video last night again of a follow-up. You remember the video that I sent last night was the CCTV footage outside of the building, where the three of them, the culprits, right, they stood and they were watching. One of the other girls chuckled. She was laughing and watching the building burn. She went, and the video, she came back again in that video to make sure, I mean, she was just smiling and all of that. So they cannot, I mean, at this point, you can't really pin it on that 9-year-old girl. The woman that was mature, that held her hand, and they walked together, that woman needs to be found, and she needs to be questioned. And again, I was just going to say that even people were saying that in big supermarkets like that, ideally, there's always an attendant on every aisle. So what happened to the attendants that were supposed to man that aisle? Right? How come all of a sudden there was no attendant there? Because usually when I go into even smaller supermarkets that are not even as big as this supermarket, once you go into it, just because of what's it called, theft, a lot of the store attendants, they are on each aisle just monitoring what is going on. So for a big supermarket like that, whatever happened, I mean, I agree with him. It should have been, it's something that could have been averted. 5 billion naira, where do they even start from? Where do they start from?
It's unfortunate, really, but when anything happens or whatever situation we find ourselves, we'll still find a way to get lessons from it. So I'm guessing this is the time for other supermarkets as well, because what he's saying is rightfully so, because people now install CCTV as a means to check later, not to monitor what is happening in real time.
Yes.
You know, if you're
installing that kind of use of the CCTV in the first place.
You know, if you're installing that kind of thing in that kind of business, then there should be someone whose job description is to sit down, or even people to sit down and watch it per time and go on shift to ensure that things are in place. So if nobody's sitting down there and I come in and rob you and you don't see me, you see me later, what's the
crime had already been
so even if you can see my face and trace me or whatever, now you can see what could happen in neglecting that kind of job description. And so again, people need to sit up and
I was going to add, Jennifer, you want to say something?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
I was going to add that, you know, even in bigger supermarkets, like the big shopping malls that, you know, I remember there was a time that my children, we missed each other. The quickest thing you would do in any supermarket is run to the control room, and they use the CCTV. They were able to trace where they were. Do you understand? And I know a lot of people that have been in that situation where they use CCTV to quickly trace because, and sometimes, not even tracing, sometimes the guys at the CCTV camera, because I see them, they start to radio the security outside that check so and so place, something is going on there. Do you understand? It means that they are monitoring. So I agree with you 100%.
It's a whole lot,
It's a whole lot. Even outside of stealing, let us, you know, I think it's lessons learned, but this is a very bitter lesson. I can't get over it.
Yeah.
5 billion naira in 9-year-old.
That 5 billion naira, was it a communication from the supermarket themselves or some conversation from that video?
But that's what the reports said, that the goods that have been lost is worth 5 billion.
Okay.
Okay, well, so your story.
Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has announced an indefinite suspension of resumption of schools in the state over the activities of bandits. The governor said the decision was taken due to an ongoing military operation in most parts of the state. The meeting was attended today by stakeholders like the Nigerian Union of Teachers, Nigerian Medical Association, and other local associations in the states. And he's saying that the state is committed to protecting vulnerable children from attacks by bandits. I mean, I think for him, he's definitely tapping into his parental side. We've seen him in the news a lot around this, and his own children as well, and he's doing all this. But it takes me back to the conversation we had regarding how this kidnapping and banditry would affect education, even in a region that has been backward for a long time already, you know. So I mean, a life lost is not what we need. So I'm guessing this step is necessary to be able to get them back on track. If you're saying the military have been deployed to get the job done, we hope that you can get it done early enough so that they can get back to school, because the situation when it comes to education in that area is nothing to write home about anyway. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know when Kaduna became like this. So that was where I was born. That's where I grew up. That was where I went to school all the way to my SS3. I only left Kaduna when I was going to the university, and that was because my grandfather, from my maternal side, insisted that we couldn't go to a northern university. That we lived all our lives in the north. At least we should come down south to experience our own culture. That was why we moved. If not, I was supposed to go to ABU Zaria. You know, so I mean, Kaduna State has always been pockets of all of these things. But what they're experiencing now, I really cannot comprehend it. Honestly speaking, it's really sad. You know, my mom and my dad recently took up some children that they are starting again from scratch, taking care of them. We are also contemplating moving them to a boarding house here in Lagos, because we can't trust anything that's happening right there in Kaduna. It's sad. All right, so my story is CBN. CBN banned sale of Forex to BDCs. That's the Bureau de Change. It says the regulator will henceforth sell dollar and other foreign currencies directly to commercial banks, which have been mandated to sell to Nigerians. So according to the story, the Central Bank of Nigeria says it has ended the sales of Forex to Bureau de Change operators, saying that the parallel markets have become a conduit for illicit Forex flow and graft. I mean, they accused a lot of NGOs, they accused a lot of people that are using, doing illegal trades with Forex. And again, there's a part of the story that the MFLA is talking about, the what's it called, commercial banks selling directly to customers. So I'm wondering, how is this going to play out? Because already Bureau de Change, when you go to commercial banks, you see the rates are usually lower, but when you go to the Bureau de Change, it's higher. When you go to the black market, it's higher. So this restriction or whatever it is that is happening, would it not further cripple, or would it not further make that demand high, and the margin would go higher? But it's talking tough. Mr. Mefele said that they would deal ruthlessly with banks that allow illegal Forex trading, Forex dealers to use their platforms, and will report the defaulting international organizations to their regulators. So hopefully, let's pray that this will be a good step in the right direction, where maybe perhaps we start to get official bank rates for those that people probably want to travel. Because now what he's saying is that you can just walk into your bank and apply if you are qualified. So for instance, I mean, the limits for travels and all of that, if you're, or school fees or whatever, if you are qualified, your documentation is right, you get the Forex. So we don't know. Hopefully this, in his words, this would boost the Forex market and stop the illegal things going on, and it will revamp the Forex economy in Nigeria. So hopefully. I
mean, I'm not a financial person. I don't know. I like money, but when it comes to business and finance conversation, I stay away from it. But with the little I know, I don't know. I feel like this will be one of the challenges a lot of business people would also have again, because there are restrictions when it comes to how much the bank can actually afford to sell to you, and how accessible the currency you need will get to you, right? When you now talk about people that are dependent on those Forex exchange to be able to move their business forward, how is this going to be easy? Because I read in the story as well where he's telling the banks to ensure that they sell, and there's a number there that says you report the bank to them if they don't sell to you. So what is this process going to be like? What is this shift going to be like? Are we going to have a situation whereby the people we usually call malam, you know, they won't be able to sell to anybody anymore? Like, what is this process?
Or they'll begin to sell higher.
That's what I think is going to happen, because where were they getting it from?
Let's see how it pans out.
And people talk about the back-end sales as well. So
let's see how it pans out.
We'll see how it goes.
Alrighty, we'll take a break now. Today it is Feminism Matter. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Hello and welcome. It's Nimasa This Week, the voice of maritime. Nimasa This Week is brought to you by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. Statutorily mandated to ensure that there's regulation and promotion of matters affecting our waters. NIMASA bears responsibility for search and rescue, shipping development, and ship registration.
NIMASA This Week, the voice of maritime, showing on this channel.
Thanks for staying with us. So what really is feminism? Now, according to Google, feminism believes in and advocacy of the political, economic, and social equality of the sexes, expressed especially through organized activities on behalf of women's rights and interests. Feminism largely arose in response to Western traditions that restricted the rights of women, but feminist thought has global manifestation. Feminist thought have global manifestations and variation. So why is it called feminism? Feminism is not just seeking equality between all genders. It seeks to give back women everything they have been denied. Feminism originally was focused on advancing the status of women in society, giving it its name to center on female issues. So how did feminism become this one that we want to play for you now? Please watch this video.
Hi guys, I'm so sad right now because I just came to a realization. These past few days have been so hard for me, because you know how men say that women have toxic feminism, and you'll get to a certain age and no one will want to marry you and no one will love you. I feel like I've gotten to that point, guys. I was so hung on to this feminism thing, and I missed out on marriage and on children. And now I'm at a point in my life where I'm so bitter. I'm so jealous of people who have marriages because they are so happy and their husbands don't even cheat on them. And men are just the best. Right now is when I'm realizing I can't do without them. And right now I'm I don't care if you are rich or poor, tall, dark, handsome, ugly. I don't care, by the way. As long as you're a man and you're breathing, that's the only qualification I need, because I'm just so desperate for a husband. There's a lot of pressure around me, so if you can DM me and propose, I swear I'll behave and I'll marry you immediately. I'll wash your clothes, I'll cook for you, I'll have your children, and I'll be obedient and a submissive wife, because that is what you guys want. I'm no longer a feminist, guys. I'm sorry.
I can't stop laughing By the way, please, if you have a phone number, we have men available to marry in the studio.
Oh my God.
Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. Don't worry, we'll still open our phone line. Just calm down for us. But, you know, let's be serious. Honestly, when I saw this video, I just kept on laughing. Whether it's a skit, I do not know. But I think that a lot of times when I see people projecting that feminism, I think they are getting it all wrong. So we have a feminist in our midst. So maybe Jennifer should first of all start and break down what feminism is, you know, because I do not know when feminism started looking for husband, when it became a case of looking for husband.
First of all, about this video, I personally think it's for clout. I just think it's banter. But if we actually want to be serious, like you rightly said, feminism is the belief of the social, economic, and political equality of both sexes. So basically what feminism is all about is fighting for the rights for women to have equal opportunities as men, equal opportunity at the workplace, in societal issues, and every other thing that involves the man. And then one thing we believe is, and we know that the man and the woman, we are not the same. Our biology is not the same. There are things that a woman can do that a man cannot do, and there are things that a man can do that a woman cannot do. And that's not where feminism is coming from. Feminism is not about to attack biology or anything that has to do with that. Basically, all we just want is to have the same opportunities that men have. I shouldn't have to work 3 times harder than a man who is in the same position as I am in my office. I shouldn't have to work times 10. I think was it Saturday? Yeah, on Saturday morning, I was having lunch with my girls, and I just met this particular girl for the first time, and then we were having conversation about feminism, and I asked her ways in which misogyny or the society has affected her as a woman, and she said that in her office, when a particular man is talking, or when men are talking about issues in the company, or you're discussing about business and all of that, as a woman, you're not allowed to chime in. You're not allowed to speak. You're not allowed to counter what he's saying until he's done. And I think that's crazy. Because half the time, when you actually look at the work environment, you find that sometimes these women are way more skilled than these men. They have so much to offer, but they're not being given this opportunity because they are women. You are trying to get to the top, and you've gotten to a certain position in your company or in your business or in the society, and then they attribute it to, because she's a woman, she probably slept around. But when you see a man who has also struggled and has gotten to the top, nobody says he slept with a woman to get to that, to get to the top or to get to that position. So why do you have to say that about a woman? And I feel like that's where feminism is coming from, giving women a voice, because we have a voice. We have so much to offer. We are builders. Without women, a lot of things in the society will not work, and that is a fact. And we want people to begin to see this. We want people to start giving women a seat at the table. And I was talking to a guy one time who said, where we're having this conversation, and then he goes, as a woman, you have to drag the chair, you have to force your way in, to get a seat at the table, and that's what men do and all of that. I said, come, you need to realize that even if I have to drag or fight to get to that seat and create an opportunity for myself, the way I would have to do it is way more intense, and I have to put in extra work than the regular man, than the normal man. And that doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be so. And we know that society has played a large role in this. It didn't start now. It has started like since our great grandmothers were born. And feminism did not start now. A lot of women from way back have been fighting for this. Wasn't it recently that we heard that there was a country where they just started allowing women to drive?
Yes.
Why? Why that? In this age and time, some people just allowed you to start driving because what? Because you're a woman. And that is what we are fighting for. It's not about you. The thing is, there's a difference between feminism and the difference between feminism and misandry. Now, a misandrist is someone who hates men. Feminism is not out to hate a man or hate you because you are a man or because of your gender. We just want equal opportunities, and that's it.
But how come they have that line, Jennifer? How come that line has become blurry? How come that line?
It has become blurry. Well, one thing people need to understand is for every movement, there's always a counter movement. Now, if let's say you're fighting for higher salary in your company or in your business, you're okay. You say, oh, we are fighting for a higher salary. We want them to pay. Now, it's not even attributed to just male or female, just in general. We want to be paid more. You realize that people in your pay grade, I mean, you're all rioting. But at the end of the day, you find out that there are people who have stepped aside to either do something different from the original goal. And that's what is happening. And then when people come out to say, oh, online feminists, Twitter feminists, and all of that, I'm just saying, if you really want to understand what feminism is, you would do your own research. The reason why you take everything hook, line, and sinker from what you see online is because you don't want to learn. It's because you do not want to be progressive. If you really want to be progressive and you really believe that women are human beings, you really believe that women are on the same level as you will do your research. You will understand what feminism is. Nobody is trying to drag your position as a man. Nobody is trying to hate you or to kill you or to fight you or to put you down. No. All we are asking for is we want a seat at the table. And if we means us fighting to get it, we will fight to get it. Because if you want to win a war, you're not going to just sit down and relax and fold your hands and, you're just going to win the war. You have to fight.
So it's a war situation. Okay, let me come to you. So your initial thoughts, what's your idea or what's your understanding of who a feminist is, and, probably maybe your initial thoughts on this video when you saw it as well?
Well, the video for me was very ridiculous and I laughed a lot. At some point, I wanted to be sure if she was being sarcastic or it's for clout, like Jennifer has said, or she's really if that's really how she felt. But I didn't say anything, so I would just see to it that's how she felt. If there's any other way, then she has the right to come and let us know. However, I think Jennifer has really covered it. For me, feminism is, like she said, creating equal opportunities for both sexes, right? Ensuring that you have an opportunity as a man, I also have equal opportunities, so let the best man win. But because we are still very marginalized, if I can use that word, sometimes it's not about just the best man winning. You have to go the extra mile to find the suitable woman and also give her that chance, not just because she's a woman, but because she's suitable for the role, and then ensure that she becomes that hope. And that's, what's the word now? A role model for other young girls to be able to understand that they can be more than just whatever it is they program them to want to be, right? So I think feminism is a big deal. It has come way from ensuring that there was a time women could not vote. There was a time, like she just said, we have country in this world at this day and age that is just allowing their women to start driving. I think, of course, if this is just happening for them, I can't begin to think of how many states or cities that we don't even know about that are going through this. We have issues like genital mutilation. You just think a woman shouldn't be sexual enough because you think she has to be a certain way for your own pleasure. So there are different things that feminism has been able to fight for, that even when some of us cannot come out to say we are feminists because we are not in the forefront of the advocacy or the fight, like she has put it, we know the benefits, we understand it, and we support them the way we can, right?
So where is the confusion coming from?
The confusion, like
because
she has rightly said, comes from people not understanding the movement and thinking that feminism is misandry. If you're a feminist, it doesn't mean you don't like men. I mean, anything that says you don't like the next person, or any movement, as far as I'm concerned, or even religion that preaches anything less than love, is something you should run away from. So if you hear anyone whose method of feminism means that they have to pull a certain man down, or they have to pull even their fellow woman down, then you should begin to question that, because if you cannot do that to yourself, why would you want to do it to somebody else? There's a lot of misconstrued communication and understanding when it comes to feminism that makes people think that it is what's the word now, hate men, or because they don't want to be good wives, right? For her now, I don't know how she got to the point where she was saying
that I was going to come there. Say you want to cook, you want to clean, you wash his clothes, you do all. So all of those things, is it not what, you know?
Yeah. So, but personally, okay, you said it's not what is in marriage.
You don't get my point.
Okay.
This is the thing that women are fighting against, that we are not, you know, don't give me the role that I am the one that have to cook, that I have to clean. We are trying to change that narrative. So for in one breath, you are a feminist, you want to marry a man, all of a sudden you're talking about cooking and cleaning. It means that in your head, you have still occupied that role, that a woman's role is to cook, clean, and wash his clothes.
Okay, so personally, I don't buy into the idea of feminism having a role in marriage in terms of who cooks and who cleans. So when people ask me if I'm a feminist, I clearly say I'm not going to put a tag to who I am, but I know that I am very reasonable, I am very sensible, and I'm a human being that you would treat with equal rights, right? If that is a definition of feminism, that's fine, right? But I'm not going to come out to carry the placard before I understand how I'm supposed to treat people, how I'm supposed to give equal opportunities to people, and how it affects me. Now, if you're bringing it back to relationship, I think where feminism ends is for the man and the woman to understand that they're equal human beings and respect each other. Now, this is a union. It is two people coming from different backgrounds and coming together, whether it's a relationship or a marriage, right? Two people coming from various background, your orientation differs, mine differ. The most important thing is to find a common ground, understand your common values, and also respect the differences. So if that is what it is for me, then it means that when we have decided to live together, then both of us should set our rules and our own boundaries and what works for us in the confines of our home. So if what works for me and you is that Elsie has to cook, right? Or Elsie knows how to cook better and that's how it works. It doesn't stop me from being a feminist or having sense.
Okay.
That is how I see it. I don't agree to the idea that, oh, because she's a woman, then she shouldn't be the one taking the child to school. I also believe that in marriage, a man should begin to take up some certain roles because you're showing your children how to be human beings. What you need to survive in marriage, as far as I'm concerned, is your love, your money, and at the end of the day, it is your life skills. Cooking is a life skill. Being able to take care of your children and make sure everybody survives is a life skill. So why is it that one person should have that life skill and the other shouldn't have the life skill?
So I was going to say that a lot of men run away when they hear that you are a feminist. They do. It puts them off. And I want to ask Jennifer, why is this so? Because we have like barely 2 minutes before we take a break. I just want to ask, then we can continue the conversation. I probably hear men call us to tell us why. Why do men run away from women that they feel they are feminists or that tell them that they are a feminist?
So it's actually the misconstrued misconception about feminism, like I said earlier, is how a lot of people have portrayed feminism to be. People see, oh, you're feminist, you're angry. I mean, I have every right to be upset or be angry that I'm not being given equal opportunity as you. But am I going to put you down for it? No. Am I going to come at you without any reasonable reason? No. Am I going to insult you just because I'm a woman and because I can? No. First of all, I'm a human being before I'm a human. So like everyone should first of all think about that. Now I'm going to say something here. When you're in a business with somebody, you have a business partner. Before you make decisions, you let your business partner know, right? Good. Now when you make decisions without letting your partner know, you're going against the agreement. You don't do things to make your partner feel less than they are or than they should in that agreement or in that partnership that you both have. The same thing happens in relationship. And the reason why a lot of men run away when they hear that you're feminist is because they are threatened, and that's the honest truth. They are threatened.
Okay.
These men are threatened because they feel like you're about to challenge their authority. You're about to challenge them as the man or the alpha male. But see, we've seen situations even in marriages where the women are the ones leading the home. They are the ones catering for the home. They are the ones taking care of these men. But you don't see them coming out to shout, oh, I'm now the head of the family, or I'm not this. It is not by that. People need to realize that being in a relationship and coming together to form a union, it is a partnership. I do my part, you do your part. You don't put me down because I'm a woman. I don't put you down because you're a man, or I don't put you down because you're not bringing money to the table or anything like that. There should be love. A lot of these men are threatened. They feel like, oh, when you come in, if I tell you to sit here, you won't sit here. If I tell you to stand here, you won't stand here. First of all, if you have to start commanding your spouse, are you not a terrorist?
Jennifer.
Terrorist.
Okay, terrorist. We will ask the men, because I really want the men to call. I want to know why they run away. But let's take a break. We'll take a very short break, Jennifer.
Okay.
When we take a break, you continue the conversation. Then we'll also open our phone line. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, thank you. If you just tuned in, it's our ladies' night out, and we are asking what really is feminism, right? What feminism really is. Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. We're also asking, why are men running away from people that they call themselves feminists? All right, so our phone line is now open. Please call us on 070-2500-7749. It's 070-2500-7749. That's the number to call. And please, when you call, the rules are simple. Turn off the volume of your television set and try to keep your communication or your contribution within a minute so we can have more people contribute to the show. All right, so Jennifer, you said the man is a terrorist. I think, again, there's a big issue with men, I think, that are dealing with esteem issues and complex. Because, again, the upbringing of men, that they have given them the idea that as a man, you are supposed to do everything. You're supposed to. So I think, again, that's what a lot of men struggle with. They battle with that. So when a woman comes, I mean, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday, and she was saying to me that she had to leave her husband because they're just in the process of a divorce, because in one breath, you want to marry an alpha woman. You want to marry a strong woman. You want to marry an independent woman. And in the same breath, in that same breath, you do not want her to become, or to live her dream and pursue her vision and grow, you understand? You still want to put her in a particular box. So where is the confusion? So I think, again, that's why some women that misconstrue the ideology of feminism, that's where they also get it wrong. Because I am not inside this thing. I'm not telling you I'm fighting for my independence because I want to now, match up with you or prove to you that I can do it better than you. No, it's just that what you can do, I can also do it, and I can also do it excellently well. So what I'm asking for is give me an opportunity. That's how I see it. But you see, a lot of men are threatened. They are always threatened when they see a strong, independent woman. And that's where I really want us to have that conversation. But let me quickly take Ade, then I'll come to you, Jennifer, then I'll come to you, Elsie, from Kaduna State, I believe. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling. You're live. Is he there? Ade, are you there?
My name is Habib. Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah.
Can you speak up? Speak like there's life.
Yeah,
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm speaking all the way from Kaduna State.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I said, hello?
I think he cannot hear us. So so let me come to you, Jennifer.
Okay, so the thing is, being a feminist doesn't stop you from cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the kids in your home. Like Elsie rightly said, if that's what works for you in your family, then all well and good. But one thing I don't subscribe to is being a working mother, a working wife. You go out the same time as your husband, you come back, or he probably even comes back before you. You come home and you practically do everything in the house without help. Now, that is not right. That is not a partnership. And I mean, if that works for you, again, so that somebody will not say I said something. If that works for you, all well and good. If it doesn't work for you, then you need to have the conversation with your husband. Everybody, we all need to pull our weight. If I'm doing my part, you're doing your part as my husband to support me. I'm also doing my part to support you. Now, the thing is, a lot of men just want to have so much control. And having control and being authoritative does not exactly give you respect. It gives fear. And your partner being afraid of you or loving you out of fear, trust me, that's not the kind of family you want to have. It's not going to last. You're only going to have a home filled with unhappiness, and that is going to trickle down to your kids because they are watching. And then you now give birth to kids who are also doing the same thing, who are controlling, who feel like, oh, it is all about them and all of that. And that's why we keep having bad eggs in the society. It's just a very vicious cycle, and that's what we are trying to break, both in men and in women. That, see, we are the same. We are one. The only thing that is different about us is our biology.
Okay.
And then that's it.
All right, so let me take Austin from Benin, then I'll come to you, Elsie. Austin, are you there? Thank you for calling.
Good evening. Good evening to you all.
Hi, Austin.
I'm okay. First of all, I want us to look at marriage from this angle. When it is the decision of marriage, what he had in mind was companionship, not necessarily creation. So marriage is all about companionship. So what you need to do as a woman is to look out for this man.
We're losing Austin. I can't hear him clearly.
Hello?
Okay, I can hear you now, Austin.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, yes. You were saying something about marriage?
Hello?
Oh, sugar, I think we're having trouble with the lines. Okay, Elsie, let me come to you.
Okay, before I continue, let me start this message from Adi. It says, good evening, ladies. The woman in the video is a comedian. Women should be given the chance to reign, but not to compete with man. God has ordained man to be the head, while the woman has helped me.
Okay. Elsie, hold that thought. Hold that thought. Let me come to... Do we still have the caller on the line? Okay, let me come to Jennifer. Yes. Let me come to Jennifer. Jennifer, I was gonna stay on you. Oh, okay. I think Elsie, because we lost your audio for a bit, so you can go ahead with. Maybe you should start the message again from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A message from Ade. He says, good evening, ladies. The woman on the video is a comedian. Women should be given the chance to reign, but not to compete with man. God has ordained man to be the head, while woman as helpmates. Having too many women in an organization will constitute a, gossiping team. This will bring setback to the business progress. Wow. Only few women can stand up to the task. Kudos to all women out there that meet their expectation.
Okay,
wow.
Uncle
Is this the same Ade from London?
It's the same Ade from London.
Wow.
We are coming back to hear your comment, but let me take Austin
I'm very
again.
disappointed. Wow.
Austin, let me take you. Are you there? You're live. I hope it's going to be clearer now.
Okay, so I was saying that the primary reason for marriage is companionship, not necessarily for procreation. But unfortunately, in this part of the world, when you get married and there are no offspring, there's a problem. It shouldn't be so. Now, the other thing I want to say is that as a woman, do not emphasize so much on this feminism thing. It's not necessary because, look, just be the good woman you are to your husband.
But Austin...
And, I tell you what, Nigerian men, they are the best men in the world when it comes to looking after their wife. No, I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, Austin.
The other country. Hello?
Austin, I want to ask you a question. Why do you say that we should forget about feminism? Is that not the conversation? It means that men are confused as to what feminism truly is, because I don't think they truly have a clear picture of what feminism is. Right? Because if you understand feminism, it's not supposed to be like anti-man.
Well, hello?
Go ahead.
Okay. Are you through?
Yeah, I'm done.
So I'm saying that look, you don't need to emphasize too much on this. I am a woman. The men in this country, it is even a cultural thing. It's becoming a cultural thing, and even an ego thing that a Nigerian man, you know, what he wants to do is to look after his wife and his family. It's a thing of ego for a typical Nigerian man when he's able to take care of his wife. I don't know about those but this is I'm talking from experience. I'm over 50. So, but if he doesn't have the resources to do that, then it's not his fault. This is the only country where a man will send a woman overseas for holiday. This is the only country where a man will buy a car for a woman. This is the only country where a man will buy a house for a woman that is not his wife. It's only in this country. So what I'm simply saying is, just be a good,
Please,
good
Austin,
woman.
I'm looking for the one that will buy me. Thank you so much, Austin, for your call. Thank you.
I'll be following you from, hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll be following you from TVC days. And you and Madam Tokwe, I'll be following you people. I'll be following you. I know your views about marriage and all.
Yeah.
And I will not be surprised that you are doing well in your home.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Austin. I'm looking for the man, please, that will buy me a house. So,
I mean, what he's saying now is one of the issues we have with them, because you are saying we shouldn't say I am a woman, but how many women actually comes out to scream at the top of their voice that they are women? It is men that are always shouting and carrying placard, I'm a man, I am the head of the home. You know, so I think men project a lot. A lot of men that do not understand the movement, they project a lot. You cannot just sit down and think that you need to tell women what to do. Let them do what they want to do. And this is not a question of taking care of a woman and not taking care of woman, which is why we're saying you're misconstruing the conversation. That was why I went to where I went to in the beginning when I said, when you and I have decided to come together for a relationship, whether it is just a relationship or a marriage or whatever it is, I'll call everything relationship. I just need you to understand that I am a human being. I am an equal human being as you are. So how we are going to make that relationship work should be our decision. And that's what Jennifer was saying when she said, you cannot start making decisions without carrying your partner along. It doesn't make sense. So even if I decide to say I want to be a housewife, I mean, that is one hell of a job that I don't know if I can ever do because it is very demanding, right? If I say that is what I want to do, it also means that you will respect me and carry me along in whatever decision you are doing outside the home. Absolutely. So this is not just about career women and working women. In feminism, there is a space for women to say, no, I want to be a stay-at-home mom because I think that that is what works for my children. And that is accepted. But because she's a stay-at-home mom doesn't mean you are now... general, whatever, I don't know.
I think from Ghana, I believe. Hello, are you there? We have a caller from Ghana, right? Enoch from Ghana, are you there? You're live.
Yeah, I'm on the line.
Thank you for calling. Let's hear what you have to say.
Well, I just want to contribute. I think it's good a lady or let's say a lady would be helpful in the house. But I also believe that as a man, he is also to play his part. Because it can be that the lady may be a career person, and then you, the man, too, may be a career person. So maybe when you are all back to the house, you have to help each other so that things will move. But if you want to leave everything to the lady, I don't think that will be something that is accepted. So I think we should give our ladies equal chances as we, the man, claim to be. Because the Bible has the other caller said that the man is the head. Yes, you know, the man is the head, but in some ways, the lady is the head.
Absolutely.
So I think if you look at it in the double approach so that you will have a good relationship. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's a pure Ghanaian talking. Okay, so I have Austin from Delta State. He sent in a message. This is a different Austin. He says, Uwa, the hula baloo about feminism is that you are driving away our young ladies due for marriage because we are not in the Western world. Maybe one day it will lead to asking the men to be the one to get pregnant. However, men to be loving and treat their spouses well. I don't understand that ending part. So this comment too is just still telling me that people do not understand. So is it possible, Jennifer, as women, right, can we project feminism differently? Because the reason we played that video, let me say why. If you hear her now coming to say, you know what, I'm not doing that feminism thing anymore, I'm looking for a husband, I'm jealous, it means that what she is clearly telling me was that when she was practicing feminism, she was anti-man. And that is where the issue is.
But that is where she also is getting it wrong, because that's what we are saying. She did not understand feminism.
We're on the same page. We're on the same page. It means that majority of the women,
of course,
that call themselves feminism are actually confused as to what feminism is. So Jennifer, that's where I want us to come in. If you are speaking to a woman now, a fellow woman, who says she's a feminist, what should you expect from her?
Okay, so I actually know that there are actually a lot of women that do not understand what feminism is, and then they call themselves feminists. And the first thing I would tell anybody is Google. That's why you have the internet. That's why you have the website. Go online, read articles. I mean, there have been so many talks and conversations about feminism, and honestly, we are tired of having that conversation because, see, you can only take a horse to the river, but you cannot force that person, the horse, to drink water. And it's as simple as that. If you're genuinely interested in your progress, you're genuinely interested in the upliftment of women, you would do your research. And then there are people, yes, that have seen that the truth is, you can be a feminist and still be a bad person. Plain and simple. You can be fighting for the rights of women and still be a thief. Or still be wicked to both men and women. And that's on you as a human being. That is not what feminism is all about. People need to understand that feminism is not out to bring you down. It is not out to hit men. All we are doing is asking, again, for the seat at the table. We just want to be treated well. And being treated well is not about buying me a car
or buying me a house,
taking care of me as your wife, or buying me a house, or buying me clothes. It is way more than that. And from the comments today, you can actually tell that a lot of men still do not understand what feminism is.
Because we have confused them. We have confused them. But let me take Paul from Lagos, I believe. Thank you for calling, Paul.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I've been listening to your conversation. I would say one thing. I think women are their own worst enemy. I'll give you an example. Most of men do not understand what feminism is. But ladies themselves, the things you are agitating at the moment, would you allow it to be done to your own son when he's married? Let's be honest with ourselves. If you can allow another lady champion what you're championing now to your son, I think I will not have any issue with anything.
Okay, thank you, Paul.
Paul, hold on. Paul, what are we championing? That's the question. What do you think we are championing?
Oh, did we lose him? I was going to say, what Paul is saying is exactly what Jennifer just said, that a bad woman is a bad woman. Do you understand? Because she bears the tag of feminism.
No, Paul is not saying what Jennifer is saying. No. Paul is saying that what we are saying in the space of feminism, if we had a son, would we want our son to embrace a feminist wife? That is what he's saying, which is why I'm asking him, what are we talking about? To get if he understands. Well,
okay, let me quickly take a comment. Let me take a comment, Jennifer. Hold on 1 minute. Paul is no longer there. He says, hello, ladies. This is Wisdom from Lagos. I love Jennifer's view on this topic of feminism. Unfortunately, the wrong conception about feminism is selling fast and wide. As a man, I am a feminist. And for me, it is about ensuring a gender equal world for all. It now says we need to educate men more about this topic and enlighten the women more. He said it is the toxic women who hide under the guise of feminism that has made it that's made it as bad as we have it now. It says feminism is not a fight against men, but a movement to create gender equality or a gender equal world. That's from, and thank you so much, Wisdom.
Thank you, Wisdom.
Thank you so much, because I think the work is we have to educate ourselves. But Elsie, you are going to say something, Jennifer, quickly before I come to Elsie.
Yeah, you know how Paul said, if that what we're talking about, would we like our sons to be treated that way? I want to ask him a question. The way men treat women, would he like another man to treat his daughter that way?
Thank you.
He will. That's not even a question.
Because a lot of men will actually, they are actually okay with it.
Yes.
And what the fact is this. Do you know that a lot of men actually understand what feminism is, but they have just refused
to accept it,
to take it in, because they are threatened. They just don't want us to break those barriers.
And it is that culture of a woman cannot be talking when I'm talking.
Okay, we have Marshall from Ghana. Why we have a lot of Ghanaians today? Akwaba. Hi, Marshall. Quickly, we have like a minute to go.
Okay. Good evening.
Hi, Marshall. Thank you for calling.
Yes, so I'm calling from Accra in Ghana, but I'm Nigerian. I'm not Ghanaian.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Okay, so first and foremost, I think that the critical thing that is missing here is education. I think that both for the guys and the ladies, we have the wrong understanding of what feminism is. And when you look at the ladies that actually are projecting feminism, they are doing it from the wrong perspective. And you expect that, I mean, not all the ladies, some of the ladies. I mean, you alluded to a video recording, which I also had watched before the video. And there are a couple of other people like that who, when they talk feminism, they make it look as though it's a fight between the females and the men. Now, that's why I'm saying that what is lacking is education, because for those of you that understand what feminism is, I think you need to educate, especially the women, so that they know that the essence of feminism is that the woman is saying that I am a person also, and I have something I can bring to the table.
Thank you.
So give me the opportunity to express myself in such a manner as to benefit myself and benefit you from the immense potential that I have, that you are not seeing, because I'm not giving the opportunity that is needed. So if we do that, I think that the problems that we are having from this feminism would not be here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Marshall. And we can't take we can't take any more comment. But I think should we do a part 2 of this?
Well, we can,
because it means that we have a lot of work to go, where to go, but we've run out of time. Honestly,
I just have one thing to say
quickly.
From what he said, those people they have the loudest voice, and I think other feminists should come up. Those who understand should speak more.
And blacklist
and also
people that are doing it wrong.
Feminism is not for those that they've broken their hearts, and your homes have broken, and you think feminist is the next movement.
Please,
that is not
before
the work.
we go do a show, you follow us on PlusTvAfrica on Instagram. You can interact with us further, drop a comment, and most importantly, we're planning a huge giveaway to say thank you to you for believing in the Waves brand and watching. So in case you missed today's quote, here it is again. Make sure you follow us now. It's at PlusTvAfrica on Instagram. So in case you missed today's quote, here it is again. Feminism is the radical notion that women are human beings. It's as simple as that. Women are also human beings, that's it. We'll see you tomorrow as we bring another great conversation to your screen.